In this video, let's take a look at some techniques where we create our sketches in advance of creating most of our geometry, and then we'll go through and create our geometry from our master sketches. So I'm going to, well, let's look at some of these sketches first. So if I turn off the visibility, now I could have put all of this geometry into a single sketch, a single master sketch, but sometimes it makes sense to keep the geometry in separate sketches for simplicity so that you don't have so many constraints to solve. And so I'm going to do a revolve on this. I'll then turn on my next sketch. And so we see our sketch. Now this sketch has multiple closed profiles. It has a closed profile here, one here, and perhaps one down inside here. Let's turn off these other bodies so that we can see the entire sketch. And I'm going to do a revolve, and I'm going to select all of these profiles. I'll select that profile, I'll select this one, and actually I don't want to select this, so I'll leave that unselected. So I have this. I have one half of this on this side of the center line, and then I'll select the axis. I'll select this axis. Now I can either pick it from the sketch, or again I can pick it from the z-axis, and I'll say OK to that. Now I decided I really don't want to do it in that way, so I'm going to edit that feature. So I'll edit the feature, and we'll see why here in a second, why I'm going to change my technique. I want to take this out, and so I'm going to remove this area down in here. So I'll hold down the control key and I'll unselect that area, and I'll say OK. Notice it's on new body. All right, and then the next thing I want to do is I want to shell the interior of this out. So I'm going to do shell. I don't want to remove any of these faces, so I will select the body, and I'm going to do 10 millimeters, and it won't look any different except that if we go to the inspect and we do a section analysis on this plane, we see now that we've shelled that out to a uniform thickness. Okay, I'm going to turn that analysis off, and we'll make our sketch visible again. And then I want to revolve this section in here and this section down here. I could do the next couple of operations in a different order. I think what I want to do though first is I want to get rid of this area out here. I'm going to do extrude, and I'm going to select this profile, and this profile, and I'm going to tell it to go symmetric, and I'll tell it to the distance is through all. And I'm going to tell it to do intersect. So a lot of people are not familiar with the intersect command, but where that profile intersects the solid body, it's going to leave that geometry. Now, if I had multiple bodies visible, I would have to tell it which one of those bodies I wanted to use. In this case, it selected the visible body. All right, so now I see that I have cut away that front section of this profile. Now what I'd like to do is to go ahead and revolve this profile and this profile. So I'll do revolve, and I'll select that profile, and I'll select this profile. I'll get the axis, and I'll select the z-axis, and it automatically assumes that I want to cut that away. And there may be a reason that I do want to cut that away, but in this case I'm going to tell it to join that. And I'll say OK to that. And so now it's joined the cylinder down here and this area down in here. Now I may make some changes to that later on because I want this thing to be able to rotate around the cylinder, but also to rotate towards the back a certain number of degrees, let's say 15 degrees or whatever. So we may make some changes to that. I'm going to then go ahead and save my file. So save often. In fact, I suggest you save after each and every feature that you create. I'm going to hide that sketch, and I'm going to turn on my fourth sketch, and then I'm going to do a revolve again, and I'm going to select this area right in here, and I'm going to select again that z-axis. I prefer to select the axis rather than the sketch, but you could do it either way. And I'm going to tell it I want to do a new body. I'll say OK to that. Now notice there's some interference right in here, and there may be some interference all the way around. Let's turn off the previous body, and I want to fillet these faces. And so I'm going to do fillet, And I could select the edges, but then I have to know exactly what that distance is. Let's say I want to go all the way across there. So I'm going to tell it to do a full round fillet, and it asks me to select the center face. I'll select this face, and it puts a full round fillet all the way around. No matter what size I change this to, then it will automatically update that fillet. I don't have to go in and change the radius of that fillet. I'll turn on the previous body. And so now we see this. Now let's check for an interference on that. So I'll go to inspection, and I want to check uh, the interference. And I'm going to select this body and this body. And I'm going to tell it to compute that interference. And it says it didn't find any interference uh, in there after we put in the fillets. Okay, let's turn on the other features and we can see where we're at so far. Now, it would make sense for this ring on the bottom and for this base to be grounded. First thing we need to do is need to convert these into components. I'm going to go through and rename some of these components, and might be the easiest way to do that is to turn off everything one by one. So I'm going to click twice slowly on this one, and I'm going to name this as pedestal. And then I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to rename this one. I think I'll call this base ring. And we'll go to the next one, and I'm going to call this one swivel ring. And I'll go to the next one, and I'm going to call this one egg seat. And I'll go to my last one, and I'll name this one as cushion. Okay, now that I've named these, I'm going to turn these into components. And so I'm going to go to my base ring first, and I'm going to create a component from that body. And we see down here that's base ring. We see the anchor symbol that is grounded. And so I can't move that part. I can't accidentally drag it, move it, or once I've converted everything else to components. I'm then going to go to the pedestal, and I'm going to create a component from that body, and I'll create a component from the next body. And the pedestal, actually, I want it to stay in place as well. So I'm going to right click on that, and I'm going to ground that component as well. And now in the swivel ring down inside here, I could move it right now because it isn't grounded and I haven't put any joints on it yet. And then I'm going to create a component from the seat and create a component from the cushion. Now if I drag this cushion, we see that this moves, we see that that seat moves, we see that this ring moves. And so we need to add joints to these components to assemble them. Now, to make this easier to see our various components, as we haven't applied any appearances or textures to the components yet, I'm going to go up here to inspect, and I'm going to tell it to display component colors. And so it gives a different color to each component so we can easily see those separately. I'm then going to do a joint, and I'm going to go to the motion, and I can tell it to do a rigid joint, or I could tell it to do a revolve joint. And for the first one, I'm going to do a rigid joint. And so I'm going to select this circle right here, and I'll select this circle right here, and I'll say OK to that. That puts those two together, and they're rigidly joined. I'll do another joint, and this time I'm going to do a revolute joint. And I'm going to select, I need to go back to my position, and I'm going to select then the circle on the bottom of this edge, and I'll select the circle on the top of this edge, and now that moves that into position. And if I try to move this now, I see that this rotates. Now we need to change the design in that we might want this to rotate to tilt back a little bit. So we'll make some changes for that design so that we can accomplish that. I'm going to do another joint, and I could either do this as a revolute, or I could do it as a rigid to put it onto this part right here. I'll select that circle, and I'll rotate around, and I'll select this circle, and I'll say OK to that. And now those are in position. So if I rotate this component rotates with it now. So that's getting started on master modeling. Let's put another component in here. So I'm going to turn on sketch number 4, and if I zoom in here, there is a rectangle right in here, and I might want to change the size of that rectangle as well, and so that it comes down here further. But let's go ahead and do the revolve on that. And so I'll do revolve, and I'll tell it to revert back to the original positions. And I'm going to select this rectangle right here. And then for the axis, I'm going to select this line right here in the sketch. And that doesn't give me the correct results because this shape actually goes around there. So we can't do a revolve to get that shape. So instead, we'll do an extrude. And so I'm going to go back in time. So I'm going to drag my timeline back, the player back to where I had done that feature. And so here's where we've done that feature. Maybe it'll be best if I turn off the other components so we can clearly see what we're doing. And I'm going to do that extrude at this position. So I'll do extrude, and I'm going to select that edge or that face. And for the extrusion distance, I'm going to go 5 millimeters. And I'm going to tell it then I want to do that as a new component. Okay, so I'll do it as a new bot, or actually I could right now tell it as a new component. I'm going to go ahead and tell it as a new body, and then we'll convert it to a component, but I could do it right now. Okay, and so let's give this a name, and I'm going to call this seat. Need to click twice there slowly. I'll call this seat rim, some name, whatever is appropriate. And then I'll take my playhead back to the end. And right now that seat rim is still up here in the main assembly. I need to convert that into a body. And so I'll tell it to create a body from that. And so now we see it's down here. And if I rotate this around, we see that it stays where it was. It doesn't rotate with this. So I need to put in a joint. So I'll do assembly. I'm going to do a rigid joint on this, and for the position. And now this might be a little bit more difficult to get the position. This was made from a circle. If I select in here, it's finding the center of that, and then I'm going to select, and I need to get the inside of this one, so I'll get inside here, and that moves that into position. I'll say OK. And now if I rotate this, we see now that that one revolves with the egg-shaped seat. I'll turn off my sketches. And so that's getting a start. We're going to put some additional geometry up in here. We might put a cushion to go around the inside in here. Whatever continuation of the design that we may want. We'll apply materials. If I right click on this and I go to the physical material, then I can assign appropriate physical material for each one of these components.